there's also the argument, a lot of leaders in the global south,
Yes.
they are saying, for instance, when it comes to the credit rating agencies,
Yes.
you have like the big three.
Yes.
They're all based in the US.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
S&P,
Yes.
Fitch, and
Yes.
S&P, Fitch, and
Moody's.
Yes, and Moody's. Yeah, exactly, the three.
Yes.
So they're all based in the US.
Yes.
And there's even a time, I think, earlier in the year,
Yes.
when somebody asked, I think it's the US Secretary of the Treasury,
Yes.
Janet Yellen,
Yes.
about it. And I think it was even the president of JP Morgan,
Yes.
Jamie Dimon.
Yes.
It was a question along the lines of, the credit rate, is there something that can be done about the credit rating agencies?
I would point out to the rating agency, I could, that there are a bunch of countries rated higher than us, like AAA, but they live under the American enterprise military system. To have them be AAA and not America is kind of ridiculous.
Because even I think Janet Yellen, the statement she said was that it's sometimes unfair.
Yes.
Because I think that also degraded the US risk portfolio or something of the sort. Yeah.
Fitch's decision is puzzling in light of the economic strength we see in the United States. I strongly disagree with Fitch's decision, and I believe it is entirely unwarranted.
So anyway, many African leaders, and once again, I think it ties nicely to one of the other themes we are going to look at, the Bridgetown Initiative, which is being led by the Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Motley. This notion that there is so much disadvantage when the credit rating agencies somewhere in the US, they decide for the entire globe. And then it makes African countries, it makes countries in the Caribbean, even in Asia and Latin America, their risk is somehow viewed as very high, whether that's true or not, and it negatively impacts even the investment flows into developing countries.
Yeah, that's true. There's that concern that the credit ratings, they are not, so to say, very professional, that they are biased, that they...
Or maybe they just have a very narrow view.
Yes.
They are looking at things from, let's say, the US perspective only.
From the US
Exactly.
perspective.
And if you are not maybe part of the collective West,
Yes.
you are in the global South, then they are looking at you through only one lens.
That is an issue. It's a controversial issue, but all I understand is that there are measures that they use, and they are quite they're in the public domain about maybe the GDP growth, the GDP per capita, the inflation, the strength of your currency, the exports that you are making, all those.
Yes, there's a range of indicators.
There are a range of indicators.
It's as scientific as it can get.
Yes, though there's that concern that out of the about 8 indicators that they use, only about 3 of them are quantitative in nature. The other about 5, they are qualitative in nature. The qualitative meaning they are somehow subjective. They are not very objective, because the way you would ask, what do you think about the Kenyan economy? A question like that one, or a metric like that one. So there's that concern, yes. But I think I would rather we move away from that kind of a narrative. You hear, even here in the Kenyan context, we hear a politician, when he wins, then he praises the IEBC.
That's the Electoral Commission
in
Kenya.
Yes, the Electoral Commission of Kenya. But when the same individual loses, now he demonizes.
It's the devil.
Yes. So
sometimes it also goes on the level of the election. Like if in the county, the governors, the MPs, all your results you all won, it's okay, but when it comes to the presidential level,
you didn't win. Now
you attack the same organization that validated your win in a much lower level election.
Yes. I think it is becoming an African issue now that we are starting to also attack the credit rating agencies. But I think what we need to do is also to ensure what value are we coming with at the negotiating table.